This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in San Francisco, California. The National Weather Service has issued a coastal flood warning for the west-facing coast of California until further notice. A powerful coastal storm is expected to bring severe flooding to the California coast. Storm surge from this storm could reach upwards of 5 feet in some areas. Anywhere along the California coast should stay watchful, but primary areas of concern include, but are not limited to, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Sacramento. Strong offshore winds will be pushing water onto the land, creating storm surge similar to what is seen in tropical systems. This storm surge in combination with heavy rainfall will produce severe flooding in coastal regions. Coastal roads will likely be impassable for days, if not weeks. Houses with basements will likely have their basements flooded. Heavy beach erosion is expected. Coastal properties could receive significant structural damage during this event. The highest risk will be during high tide, but flooding can occur at any time in the coming days. While exact heights cannot be predicted for sure, it is expected a majority of the California coast will see flooding impacts in the coming weeks. Some vulnerable homes in low-lying areas may be severely damaged or destroyed. Do not drive into flooded roadways, as you will likely not be able to judge the depth of the water. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Evacuation may be necessary in the coming days. Stay tuned to local news media for more information, including evacuation routes, and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in San Francisco, California. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for the state of California until further notice. A flood watch is issued when a torrential rainfall is expected in an area over a long period of time. A wave of tropical moisture is expected to remain over the state of California for the next couple of weeks. This will produce torrential rainfall over the state, causing extensive flooding. Exact rainfall totals are not known, but most areas will likely receive at least 1 foot of rain. While the entire state is at risk for severe flooding, the main area of concern is the Central Valley. This area extends from the town of Redding, down to around the area of Bakersfield. Flooding totals will likely be the highest in this region. If you are in the Central Valley, you may be asked to evacuate in the near future. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Los Angeles, California. The National Weather Service has issued an extreme wind warning for the state of California until further notice. At around 12:15 this afternoon, surface observations and Doppler radar indicated extreme winds. These winds are in association with the wave of tropical moisture that is currently over the state of California. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Strong winds will fill in from the west, likely reaching the eastern border of the state by the end of the day. Frequent wind gusts of 115 miles per hour or higher are expected. These wind gusts will produce tornado-like swaths of damage. It is advised that you do not go outside during this wind event. Loose objects will become flying debris, posing a risk for serious injury or death. If you are indoors, get to the lowest level of the building possible, and stay away from windows. If you are outdoors, find a sturdy shelter immediately. If you are in a mobile home, it is advised that you leave your home and go seek shelter in a sturdy building. These winds have the potential to tip over these homes, and flying debris is more likely to cause substantial damage to these types of buildings. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in San Francisco, California. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for the Central Valley region of California until further notice. At around 10:30 this morning, torrential rain was reported over the Central Valley region. Rainfall rates in some areas exceeded 2 inches an hour. A combination of torrential rainfall and coastal storm surge have led to significant flooding in the Central Valley region. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Redding, Sacramento, Fresno, and Bakersfield. Torrential rain will continue to fall over affected areas, creating more flooding. It is advised that you evacuate if possible, assuming safe evacuation routes are still available. Ponding in low-lying roads is already occurring. Driving on flooded roads can potentially get you stuck in the water, getting you seriously injured or killed. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Los Angeles Police Department. A 911 telephone outage emergency is underway in Los Angeles County, California. Due to a combination of strong winds and high flood waters, most communication lines have been knocked out to the entire area of Los Angeles County. If you have a dire emergency, please attempt to call. Do not contact law enforcement unless you or someone around you is having a dire emergency. Even if you do get in contact with emergency services, it will likely take a long time for support to reach your area due to flooded roads. The phone line should also be left open for what calls the emergency services can receive, so it is asked that you do not use your phone at this time to make calls. Thank you for your understanding. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in San Francisco, California. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for the state of California until further notice. Due to the torrential rain that has been falling on the state over the past few days, landslides have been occurring around the state. A landslide is an event where a large mass of rock or earth slides down a hill or slope. This is often caused by the loosening of the earth due to excessive moisture. Areas at the foot of hills or mountains should be wary. Large chunks of rock or earth could potentially come down with little warning, potentially causing severe damage to structures. Large boulders have the potential to slide down mountains and block roads, paths, and exit routes. If you live on a hill or slope, it is advised that you leave your place of residence now. A landslide could be more likely to trigger in your area, due to the excess weight of buildings on top of the flooded ground, and you could potentially be swept away with your home. Signs that a landslide may occur include, but are not limited to, sounds of rushing water, mud, or unusual sounds. These include trees cracking, rocks or boulders smashing together, or rumbling in the ground. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in San Francisco, California, along with the state government of California. An immediate evacuation order has been issued for the Central Valley region of the state. This area ranges from around Yuba City to Bakersfield. If you are anywhere in between there, especially towards the middle, you need to leave immediately. Standing water totals have reached 4 feet in some areas, and they are only expected to get higher. If possible, you must evacuate now. Law enforcement and rescue will likely not be able to reach your area for weeks. If there are no available evacuation routes, your best chance at survival is getting to the tallest possible building in your area. Go to the top floor, and do not come down unless absolutely necessary. Emergency rescue helicopters are planned to move into the area over the coming days to try and rescue stranded survivors, but due to high winds in the area, that may not be possible. When evacuating, be wary of mountainous terrain. There have been numerous reports of landslides due to the heavy rain. Also be cautious of downed power lines in the water, as these pose a very high risk for electrocution. If possible, it is advised you carry a weather radio of some kind with you when evacuating. Power outages are likely, along with interruptions in cell service. Radios may be the only way to communicate emergency updates in the near future. Where possible, stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event.